I'll tell you something that you will wish but too late is, Suka learnt everything that he can learn, all the scriptures and the knowledge and the traditions and everything when he was in his mother's womb. So he was a Bala Brahmachari, nobody initiated him, but he is like that. Then he walked up to them and asked, "My son, a young man, he's walking here nearly naked and all of you had no problem with him. I am over 75 years of age and the moment you see me, you're all grabbing your clothes, what is this?" When you die, there is no container service, there is nothing to take. Only thing is, how profound is your experience of life, that is all there is. If you don't tend to that aspect of your life, it's a wasted life, it's a foolish life because it'll bring misery to you and misery to everybody around you. Every other life is suffering this human idea of survival. Every creature, from a microscopic creature to everything, worms, insects, birds, animals, everybody is suffering. Because human idea of survival, human idea of what is useful and what is not useful. I want all of you to invest a part of your life, preferably the whole of your life, towards that which is not utilitarian. Oh, Sadhguru is encouraging us to do useless things. No, I'm asking you to do beautiful things like art, music, dance, meditation. How useless? Simply sitting, huh? But Sadhguru, you said devotion would take care of me. I want you to understand, even devotion is just a tool to make you intense, exuberant and, not available to outside irritants. That is the beauty of devotion. If you're devoted, outside situations don't irritate you anymore. You're just beautiful within yourself. It makes you very intense and exuberant, which is a quality which is very needed if you have to become available to grace. Because without grace, running this machine is like running a machine without lubricants. It's hard, everything becomes hard. Just waking up in the morning becomes hard. Everything is painful. You can see it on the faces of people across the world today. Their only joy is they're doing better than somebody else. If you take that away, they really have nothing. They really have nothing in their life. Or in other words, the only joy is somebody is doing worse than you. How sick is that? Don't get there in your life. When you do something, it's beautiful because you're doing it, not because somebody is not doing it as well as you. That should never be the source of any kind of pleasure for any human being. There was a sage, a profound sage. His name was Suka. He was the son of Vedavyasa. I'll tell you something that you will wish but too late is, Suka learnt everything that he can learn, all the scriptures and the knowledge and the traditions and everything when he was in his mother's womb. Your mother did not do that. He learnt everything within the womb. When he came out, he came as a sage. So he was a Bala Brahmachari, nobody initiated him, but he is like that. To tell you what was his quality and how the world responded to him, on a certain day, by then he had become a young adult, But because he is so childlike and he is living in the forest, he is walking in the jungle, barely clothed, just a loincloth. Then he came to a clearing where there is a small lake, where the royal retinue, the queen and her maids, everybody, are having a dip in the lake. Because it's a totally abandoned place, they are completely naked. Suka walked, but he has no sense of body. He looked at these people like he would have looked at anything else. Like he looks at water, like he looks at air, like he sees the trees, like he sees the other animals. Like that, he saw all these naked women, looked at them and kept walking. Because he needed to drink water, he went to the lake and drank his water and was leaving. His father Vedavyasa was always worried about the boy because he has no sense of survival, he just walks into anything. So he came running looking for him. The moment they saw this old man, who is over 75 years of age, all the women went and grabbed their clothes and covered themselves. Vedavyasa noticed this, then he walked up to them and asked, "My son, a young man, is walking here nearly naked and all of you had no problem with him. I am over 75 years of age and the moment you see me, you're all grabbing your clothes, what is this?" They said, "You are invested in your body, he is invested in the divine. We have no issue with him." So this is how he was experienced. One day Suka thought he must go to Vaikunta. You know Vaikunta? You know the address? He wants to go to Vaikunta and meet Vishnu. So he went there. The god stopped him and they said, "What?" He said, "I'm Suka, son of Vedavyasa. I want to see Vishnu." They looked at him and said, "We see that you're fully stuffed with knowledge. We can see Vedas in your body, Upanishads in your body, every other scripture in your body, but you don't have a guru. You don't have a guru, you have no admission here, just go back." So Sukha was confused because he had never thought what is a guru, because everything that anybody would want to know was already with him when he was born. So he came back to his father and he said, "Father, they would not let me into Vaikunta. They said, I need a guru. What is that? I want that. They're saying my knowledge is not good enough." Then Vedavyasa said, "See, there is only one person who can be your guru. This is King Janaka." Sukha said, "Okay, I will go there." And then he went. He went there and he saw at the gates of the palace, he looked at the palace, a very elaborate, luxurious building with lots of aesthetics. He said, "This is not a place where my guru can live. This looks too luxurious and not right for a spiritual person." So he turned back, went again asked his father. His father said, "Janaka is the only guru for you." Again he went, again he saw king was relaxing in the garden with his queens. He said, "Oh, this is not the man," and he went back. Like this up and down trips happened 12 times. Then the 13th time, Vyasa said, see, you have 14 great possibilities within you. 12 you have wasted in these 12 trips. There are just 2 more, it's up to you. So Suka went to the palace gates, he did not like the opulence of the palace, the way people were all well-dressed in silks. He didn't like that, he said, this is not a spiritual place. But because his father had warned him, there are just 2 more left, if you lose that, you lost everything. So he went in. So he said, I want to see the king. First thing he was expecting, he, Suka, the son of Vedavyasa, when he comes, the king will come and receive him. Nobody came. This unfortunately happens in Isa Yoga Center also. So nobody came to receive him. He is a VIP sannyasi. VIS, very important sannyasi. But nobody came to receive him, least of all the king. Then he came and requested, I want to meet the king. So Janaka inquired, where is he standing? They mentioned where. He was standing in a place where normally out of the palace they throw all the refuse, it goes and falls in a pit. He was standing in that place. King Janaka said he must tell him to stand right there. He stood there. As evening came, the day's garbage, they started throwing it out. We should start this treatment, huh? It's one thing that's missing, huh? Because we are composting all our waste, we are not able to throw it on you. So he stood there, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. He stood there, a heap of garbage covered him, but he just stood there. Then King Janaka asked, what's happening? They said, he's standing right there. He said, ask him to wash up, give him some fresh clothes and bring him here. So that was done and then he went in front of Janaka. Janaka said, see, in honor of your arrival, I have organized a whole lot of celebration and festivities, lot of things happening around here. Go and enjoy yourself, but just carry this vessel with you. The vessel was full of milk to the very brim. He said, carry this vessel with you and just what we have organized in your honor, please enjoy the festivities and come back. So Suka carried this vessel and went. It's too full. He said, he told his soldiers, if 1 drop spills out of this vessel, take his head off. So when your head is in question, you walk carefully. Very carefully, without spilling a drop, he walked through all the festivities and came back. So did you enjoy the festivities? Janaka asked. He said, what festivity? I was just watching the milk. So Janaka said, I want you to know this is me. Just to see that the milk doesn't spill, you needed so much attention. Keeping my connection with the divine, it needs lot more attention, but still, look at me, I'm still involved with everything around me. You are still in a place, if you focus on one thing, the other thing won't happen to you. So you need to work, and he took him as a disciple. A man who was considered by everybody as a celebrated born sage, born as a sage. But he needed this because one thing is to withdraw, to connect with the deepest core of who we are. At the same time, to be able to be active. In this context, I would say our children are very fortunate that from a very early age, they're invested, seriously invested in useless things. No, I mean to say non-utilitarian beautiful things. Music, dance, coloring. Now, this effort to make it available to the world, because it's very important. I see that the world is becoming too serious for their own good. If you want to understand what I'm saying, just turn on any news channel. They're just fighting about everything, just about everything. It's quite amusing and amazing how you can just fight about everything, not about one thing, about everything. I think a lot of people are doing it in their homes also, fighting about everything. I'm telling you, no other creature is doing it. Tigers, lions, rats, dogs, cats fight for something. They don't fight for everything. Humans seem to be going below the evolutionary scale of all the other mammals also, because now they've become or they've brought themselves to a place where they can fight about everything, not about a specific thing. So, to bring this dimension into people's lives, that it brings a certain amount of subtleness in you, certain aesthetic in you, gives you the power to experience something beyond survival and also find expression in your life. As a part of this, we are today opening up what is called as Project Samskriti.
It's been a journey. "12 years have passed by since we first stepped into Isha Samskriti. Traveling through the depths of a timeless culture. In this education of discovery, envisioned by Sadhguru, we learned not just the intricacies of music, dance, kalari and yoga, but immersed ourselves in these ancient arts.
They have invested their life completely from the age of 6, 7 till now. Today, these children have grown up into fantastic human beings.
Dance, for me, is an expression of beauty, looking at life with an artistic approach. As I keep learning and exploring, I just realize how big the art is, a process enriching yet so humbling.
Music opened me up to experience depths within myself which I never imagined possible.
Kalari has reshaped not just my body but also my mind, living on the very edge of intensity, focus and stillness.
This education is focused simply on developing human body and human brain to its fullest. These children are not being prepared for a university, but for the universe.
The possibilities are endless, propelled by a flood of gratitude. Ready to offer all that we are, all that we have, and much more.
It is my wish and my blessing that Project Samskriti becomes your instrument of exploration and expression of the wonderfulness of being human.